Hey guys, welcome back to CMTEQ channel. Today we're diving into the Azoteq IQS7222C, which is a versatile profusion sensor. Now, this chip is unique because it can handle up to 8 different sensing functions. It has capacitive touch, proximity, even inductive sensing, all in one tiny package. As you can see here, that very small chip is the one that can do the magic. Now, the first place to start when understanding this chip is the block diagram here. Now, the device overview. Now, the block diagram here is your map. It shows you how the different sensing engines feed into the central controller, which then communicate via the hardware I2C. This is the high-level view you need before you can even start working with the evaluation kit. Great. Now, you can order these evaluation kit from most online electronics distributor like Mauser or DigiKey. And also, if you are interested in evaluating, testing these demo, you can let me know in the comment sections and I can organize it for you. Great stuff. Now, if you have an evaluation kit like the one I have here, you're going to have a schematic, reference schematic, which we're going to have a look in a moment here. Okay, so you can map out your reference schematic and your PCB basically with all the signal descriptions as they are stated in this table here. Great. Now for the IQS7222C, the key pins to know are obviously your power pins, which is your VDD, your VREG, and your VSS. Okay, basically just your VDD and ground, and your communication pins, that would be your SDA and your SCL, basically your I2C pins. Now this table here is basically your guide. It tells you exactly which pin you need to interface. These are all the provisions, the pins that you can configure for your touch. Now in this particular evaluation kit, we also have a slider here that can actually detect all the sliding positions and obviously all the touch patterns. Great. Now let's just have a quick look on the schematic reference here. So we have IQS7222C. Now this is exactly how the EV kit is basically laid out in this small evaluation board here. As you can see here, we've got a bunch of decoupling capacitors and pull-up resistors, mainly for your I2C communication line. Right now 4.7 kilo ohm is basically the recommended resistor that you need to keep your I2C communication happy. And we also have these resistors here. Now these are a bunch of 470 ohm that are required as to compensate or add up to the input impedance of your touch and proximity input channels. And obviously some of these capacitors to ensure that your power supply stays solid during the process, because remember, this is a low power integrated circuit. It can go to very low power usage to the tune of a few microamps of current. Great stuff. Now we're going to get a bit practical with these evaluation kit here, which means before you can write any code for these Azoteq IC, you must understand the I2C interface. When it comes to I2C communication protocol, the timing requirements is very critical, right? So you need to understand how it works. But if you are using the Azoteq IQS7222C device, like this evaluation kit here, the I2C library provided handle the timing requirement automatically. So you don't have to stress about that. You just need to bear that in mind while you're writing your custom code. But know that the IC is going to be handling your I2C communication library. But more importantly, the first thing you need to know is the I2C address. That is very important, because if you don't know what the I2C address, thus Arduino here will not identify that the IQS device is connected and send important command. Like in this example code, I'm connecting via I2C communication. So if we have a look at this example code provided here, you can see that we've got our address here, which is 044, and we have a ready pin, right, that must trigger our communication. And as you can see, the same address is used as 44. Great. Now let's come down here in the setup function. Now, in the setup, you can see that the fundamental process for configuring this device is very important. You first have to go into a series of power cycle, basically by pulling high and low the power pins, and you call the IQS7222C begins function that basically pass the address of the I2C and the ready pin. Right now, this function is obviously defined in the header file, basically the source file that is also provided in the example code, and from there we can enter our loop to actually start executing the code. Let's go ahead and flash our example code into our Arduino here. Right now, the connections here are very simple. All you have is your I2C pins, your VDD ground, and the ready pins. Basically 5 wires connection. Right, so the flash complete, and I'm going to start the monitoring process. Now you can see the chop is basically already running. It has initialized, and IQS7222C initializations. It's basically ready. Now you need to understand that this is a proficient sensor, meaning it can combine different sensing technologies, right? Now at the heart of all of them is basically the measurement of count values. That is basically how it actually detects even slider positions and things like that. Okay, because these count, they basically changes when you touch or approach the target. Okay, so you need to familiarize yourself with this section when you start working with the count. And also there is an automatic re-ATI, so basically it need to reinitialize every time there is a reboot of the system. Okay, so let's just go ahead and just click on one button. You see, as soon as I just click on it, it's basically reinitialize. And if you are actually not doing anything, it's enter a low power mode, because I've left the IC for a while without doing anything. It goes into a low power mode. And if I'm not also doing anything in that window period, it goes into an ultra low power mode that get activated. But mind you, it's still fully operational. Just look at this. There we go. It detect my power button. So it detect press, menu select, and it detect a release. And if I don't do anything in a selected window period that can be defined, it goes into a low power mode activated, because it does not want to be wasting time polling or processing. So it goes into a power mode, and ultra power mode, and it's still going to be responsive enough. One more thing that you need to understand about the count value is that if you use this LTA, which is a long-term averaging, right? Now, does basically mean the chip uses the LTA as a moving baseline to basically decide what count as a touch versus what should not count as a touch. That is to detect false triggers and all sort of things like that. Now, it's a beautiful pattern. So you'll see a stable baseline that basically dumps or rise when your hand gets near. So this, you can actually demonstrate it using the Azoteq provided user interface, where you can actually configure the settings, the threshold of your device. Here is the function that is reading all the touch events or the touch states. Touch, release, and wait a moment, activate low power mode. 1 moment later, ultra low power mode activated, and when you start touching, it goes back to normal power mode. Now the press and release that you are seeing is basically the chip count value crossing the LTA threshold that we just saw on the datasheet section. Now the most critical part that we need to understand about this Azoteq IQS device is that the memory map. Now this is very essential. Here is the memory map section of the datasheet that you really need to familiarize yourself. This section basically shows every register and its address. Now, this is very important, especially if you want to customize and integrate these chip into your particular project. And if you zoom into this existing example code, you're going to realize that we've coded and implemented a lot of the registers that are implemented into the memory map into our existing project. So we can open the include. We're going to go to the address. These are where we've defined all the address, basically the memory map, and as well as the button and the wheel. So this is it, guys, for this tutorial. I hope you found it useful. If you want to implement this and start playing a bit with it, comment below and I will be glad to provide a guide for you to get this evaluation kit from Azoteq. Until next time, stay tuned onto CMTEQ channel. Cheers.